Listen, I'm lost for words, man. I don't even have a song. I don't know what to say. I mean, I'm gonna go a little. I mean, not feeling it.
That's
Not
not
feeling it.
that's not energetic at all. But I don't blame you.
You know, I don't know what to do, bro. I was like thinking of a song, nothing was coming to mind. I mean, that was pretty bad. Pretty bad. What do you think there? Oh, anyway, Buffalo Will, cousin Vinny, Bobby Blackjack's in the background. What's up, everybody? Welcome to Viva Los Bills, another episode. Uh, what you got there? What you got?
Nothing, man. I ain't got nothing.
Nothing. Well,
Heartbreak.
I mean,
I got a heartbreak. That's what I got, man.
well, we could have done something like that, a little heartbreak hotel or something. I don't know, man. uh, it was rough. You know, the Bills end up losing. What was it? 17 seconds left after the throw or something like that. It was 2 seconds left on the clock after coming back, throwing a nice pass. Allen to Diggs to take the lead. I was talking to my buddy Kyle, who's been on the show, who usually comments on the show. You know, I told him right off the bat, I was like, too much time, way too much time left. I was like, this is not good. And came back to haunt us. I mean, what was your impressions of the game? Go ahead, just start it off and we'll go on. Actually, here, let's look at some sadness. We're not going to be able to talk during this, but look at, we're moving up. We even got some video this week.
Shotgun. Murray out of the pocket. 7 seconds. 6 seconds. Murray heaves it downfield. It is. Oh, it's caught. It is caught. DeAndre Hopkins. Miraculous. It's Murray magic. Four defenders in the area, and DeAndre Hopkins is the man who comes away with it.
Listen, you can't play that play any much better than that. I thought Poyer was going to come over, smack it down when he jumped up. Trey White was there. I mean, you can't play much better than that. Hopkins,
I don't know. From what I saw, he got them big ass hands, man.
Yeah,
got them big ass hands. You know, size 6.5, whatever in the glove. But you know, when Poyer came jumping, I believe he hit Trey. But to me, it looked like Trey was actually going for the interception. It didn't look like he was trying to bat the ball down. I mean, that's just my opinion.
I mean, when they went to the close-up, I don't know if Bobby cut it off or I cut it off. I don't know. But when they went to the close-up, he still had like 4 to 5 inches above everybody. His hands were all the way up. This is not for ceremony. This is just sadness.
I'm gonna go fetch one here in a minute. I'm just still at a loss, man. I mean, you know, it doesn't hurt that bad. I mean, of course, the loss stings. You know what I'm saying? But let me see if you can see this.
Who's that? Is it Kyler
Murray? Wow. Yeah, I'm gonna play it again. Hold on. That's Kyler Murray. There's the recap. Here we go. Ready?
Yeah.
Watch it right here. There you go. Look at Kyler Murray right there.
That's messed up. We might get in trouble for this.
But listen. Well, getting back to the game. It of course the loss hurts. Of course the loss stings.
Yeah.
But we won the game at the last second. So that just showed me Josh has
did not win
ice in his veins. We did our thing. That's a freak. It's a freak play, man. I'm not even mad because it was a hell of a play. I'm not even mad. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It was a hell of a play. It was a once in a lifetime play. And he caught it against our 3 best defenders. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not mad, bro. I'm a little like I was shocked. I was just like shell shocked because it felt like the Music City Miracle was like the same thing. I thought the game was in the bag. You know, you're like, oh, this is over, and all of a sudden, next thing you know, they did the lateral and it was gone. game over. So this is kind of a similar thing, except it was a Hail Mary. And to be honest with you, I know Kyler Murray had a good arm, but I didn't think he had that good of an arm. I mean, because he slung it from his own 45, literally. So it was like a 55-yard pass in the air. So and running to his right. I mean, he got to set his feet, but that was a heck of a throw, man. I can't say nothing bad about the play. As much as I'm a little upset about it, but I can't hate on them because they played a hell of a game.
Like I said, there was too much time left for everybody to be celebrating. I always say that because in football, you never know. There's too much time. Murray's stats for that game, he was getting on my nerves, man. He was driving me crazy that game. But anyway, he was 22 for 32 for 245 yards, 1 touchdown, 1 pick. He was sacked 3 times. He rushed 11 times for 61 yards. What did we say? And he scored a touchdown rushing too, I believe. 2 rushing touchdowns. What did he say? I mean, listen, coach out there, we knew what was going to happen. The Bills' defense was playing pretty good. Yeah, he gave up 245 yards, but they were pretty much containing him. He was looking like had that sour puss face half the night.
Oh yeah.
He was getting jacked up. He was getting hit. The Bills' defense was playing well. And I'm surprised Larry Fitzgerald doesn't go off on him. They all say, okay, we respect when he gets mad, and DeAndre Hopkins said the same thing. And I'm surprised because if I was a player, I'd probably pick him up by his little self and shake him and be like, calm your ass down and play ball. But he did what he had to do. He ran, and the Bills couldn't, get it. This game, we didn't text each other. I was texting Kyle. Kyle and I was going back and forth like we usually do. Where was the big pop on Kyler Murray?
It was never there.
Because there was a few plays. Bobby's hopping in.
Hey, guys, quick question. I had this in my mind since the game. Now, if I'm not mistaken, weren't you missing 3 D-backs to the COVID on the COVID list?
Yeah, we were going to actually have that. If you want, we could go show that if you want. Where's the still? So anyway, like we usually do, let's look at the game day roster.
Did that hurt the situation?
Yeah, it did. Well, you know what? You can't make excuses. This was our game day roster. Usually on there we'll have Levi Wallace, who came back. Norman was supposed to come back this week. Inactive. Again, Harrison Phillips, which has been whatever. They've just been sitting him. Cody Ford, he's a big guy, but he's been dealing with some knee injuries. So whatever. He didn't come out. Darley Worley ended up playing as a cornerback.
Darrell Worley, yeah.
Yeah, he was signed to our practice. Josh Thomas got called up, and so did Dane Jackson again. And I like Dane Jackson. He actually had a fumble.
He's been balling. Yeah.
And I think Thomas forced it or somebody else. We ran with 2 running backs only, and that was it. So anyway, this is what you're talking about, Bobby, here. And it was before the game. What was it, like 2 days before or a day before? The Bills were informed this morning Josh Norman has tested positive for COVID-19, was placed on the reserve COVID-19 list and will not travel in Sunday's game. 3 other players, our tight end, Tyler Croft, who's been playing very well for us, Levi Wallace, who just actually came back, last week and played, and Dean Marlowe, who usually gets in there and gives breaks to either Poyer or Hyde. So those are 2 big names, at least with Wallace and Dean. Again, we can't make excuses. There's no reason for it. These guys had to step up and play the game. They were missing people too. But despite that, our defense played pretty damn well, I thought, except for stopping the run. You knew it was coming. You knew the
penalties. Don't forget about the penalties we had that were killer in the game, man.
It was ridiculous. We kept shooting ourselves in the foot. It was like you do 2 good plays. They actually got that interception off Larry Fitzgerald, which was an amazing play. That was just concentration. Gerald almost had it. Anyway, we pick it off. And I think it was, 3 penalties in a row?
Back to back. Yeah, put us way back. Yep.
Yeah, it took us out even field goal contention. We scored that one. Let's say you don't mess up there, you score a field goal, you win the game by a point. Let's just say if it held up, you add those.
It's just there was a whole bunch of. I mean, I know the Arizona Cardinals. I think #1 in penalties, but I think we had more penalties than Arizona Cardinals, and a lot of them were kind of debatable. There was one that Jerry Hughes had on the neutral zone, what I thought was kind of a crappy call. Saran Neal, when he had a holding on special teams, that was the kind of crappy call.
It was
Darrell
somebody.
Williams, false start. It was a whole bunch of them that were kind of questionable. But I mean, you got to be disciplined in this game, man. You can't. It costs you the game.
Listen, they pretty much could take. Hopkins had 7 catches for 127 yards. And honestly, that last one was, the big Hail Mary that he caught. Besides that, they were pretty much keeping him quiet. He scored that touchdown. Besides that, he didn't do anything. Listen, Bills. Josh was 32 for 49, 284 yards, 2 touchdowns, 2 picks. Why are we throwing the ball 49 times? Rushing, we only had 73 yards combined rushing. You can't do that. You're not going to win the game. Like I said, you have to rush the ball to control the clock, control the tempo. Okay, you want to go like this, but then you're going to be throwing every damn down, and there's going to be a shootout. You're not going to win every game as a shootout. You already know this. It's basic football. Control the clock, run the ball.
Another issue that we were getting back to the penalties. Brian Winters, he's been killing us on penalties. There was a holding call on the there was a series that was a very important series. I don't know if you remember it. Brian Winters had the holding call. So we had first down at our own 29. The pass to Knox for 10 yards. It was a good start. It was good. It was all good. Then we got a 1st and 10, incomplete pass, and an illegal shift. So that put us at 1st and 15. Then we got a false start. That put us at 1st and 20. Then Josh Allen hits Cole for 12. Then 2nd and 8. It was an incomplete pass and an unnecessary roughness on Devin Signal, Terry, if you remember, after the play. Then we had a 3rd and 23. The pass completed to John Brown for 24 yards was wiped out by the Winters holding call. I mean, a false start call. Then 3rd and 33, Stephon Diggs gets 21. I mean, that was just in one series of play. And me and you've been talking. I know your buddy from the Jets can't stand Brian Winters, and he warned us. He said he's good for a holding call or a penalty a game. So he's living up to that expectation, if you want to quote it like that. I mean, he's actually been hurting us more than he's been helping. I mean, he plays pretty good, but those penalties, they kill it. They kill drives, man. They kill momentum. I mean, and I don't know what's up with the Bills, but we've been coming out strong 1st and 2nd quarter. It seems like our 3rd quarter is like our kryptonite or something. It's like we lay down. I believe we were up 23-9 in the 3rd quarter before they came back. I mean, I don't know what the deal is, man. What's your take on that?
Going back on this real quick, I mean, the penalties were just ridiculous. And like I said, you do one good thing, and then you keep shooting yourself in the foot again. It was just driving me crazy, especially okay, you needed a big play. Kyle and I are going back and forth. We need a big play. We need a stop. We need a 3 and out. We need an interception. Boom, they actually get it. All right, what happens? Like you said, shot in the foot. Get
nothing.
And when I saw Winters get that penalty, I just thought about Justin. Justin said it. He's good for at least one holding goal or something each game. And he did it. And it's just frustrating. Look at even your dog's upset about it.
My dogs are screaming. That's how they were when with that Hail Mary play.
And also, listen, you got to give credit to their defense. Their defense stepped up. I'm watching the game. All right, they're playing about 7-10 yards off, sometimes even more. You see that. Where are the comebacks? Where are the hooks? Where's the drags across the field? You got to take these. They're blitzing like crazy, man. Screenplays, slants. They didn't do any of that. You got to adjust, and they didn't adjust. Listen,
one of the screenplays that we've been doing was wide receiver screenplay. They sniffed that one play out. I mean, they saw it coming. They killed it. Cardinals. They defended it really well. The one that got us against Seahawks. Remember when we got that John Brown screen? We did it one time against the Cardinals, but then the second time they ate it up. I think we got a loss about 8 yards on that.
I'm going to also say this is that, listen, Josh, he threw 2 picks. He should have thrown at least 4. Peterson almost had 3. He dropped them. Finally picked that 3rd one off.
We're talking about, who was it? Kirkpatrick?
Cordell Patterson, actually.
Right? Okay, that's who it was.
He almost had 3 by himself. He finally picked one off. And then later on again, he threw that one ill-advised freaking pass, and it got picked off. Actually, the kid made a good jump on the ball. Allen threw it like 1 second too late. You should have released it faster. Okay, he spread the ball around. You know, Beasley had 100 yards. Great. Diggs almost
Beasley had a bomb of a game. I got to give it to Beasley. He went up for one pat. Man, he was just awesome.
Listen,
I'm glad
Diggs had 93. He had 10 catches. Beasley had 11 for 109. John Brown 6 for 72. Honestly, John, when he hurt his knee, you saw he got hurt. He shouldn't have been playing in there. He should have been out. They should have taken him out. The one deep pass, he just collapsed. You saw like his leg gave out on him. He couldn't even fight for the ball. Davis should have been in there. And that was another thing when he had that interception, he threw the ball 1 second late to Davis. Davis would have had it. But there was a few things. Knox, he didn't look all that great either. He had like two catches? 2 catches for 16 yards. He had 1 catch, was nice. He had, I think, a drop. I saw him watching the game, and I'm sitting and I see Lee Smith walk in. You knew what was coming. So did
I think he had one. He had like 1 play. I think Lee Smith had like 2 plays in the whole game.
Yeah, and each time, what did they do? They ran the ball. You know it. And do you see him? That boy is big right now. He looks like an offensive lineman. The boy is putting on. I'm like, what the hell is going on? Anyway, let me go here. Hold on. What we got? Let me go real quick. Here's another little thing. Let me throw this up. It's going to cut us in half again. Boom. League leaders. Josh Allen leads the league in passing yards. Stephon Diggs leads the league in receiving yards. Here's another one they had out, 1-1. It's all good. You know, they've been playing well. One thing, let's throw this up here. Boom. Our boy McDermott pretty much said that the game shouldn't have come down to the Hail Mary, which is true. You know, his words were they made the special play they had to make to win the game, and they beat us. McDermott said via the team's website, but the game should not have come down to that play, and unfortunately it did. So we take our lumps, we live by it, and we learn from it, and it's got to drive you harder. It's got to drive us all harder to want more. And that's the truth, man. They made so many mistakes, it drove me nuts. There was no reason for us to be in that position. What did this guy kick? How many field goals? 4?
Can we finally put that to rest with Tyler Bass? I mean, not you in particular, but I'm online a lot, and a lot of social media sites are talking about, you know, the first couple games when he had those misses, Tyler Bass, like, oh, this is a bust, and we drafted a kicker, and look what he's doing, he's missing. Can everybody just shut the heck up now? I mean, this kid he missed a 60, 61 yarder. He had enough leg. It was a little wide right, but all the other ones were 50-plus yard kicks. I mean, this kid.
Go ahead. Tyler Bass with his 58-yarder ties Dan Carpenter. You remember Dan Carpenter? I forgot.
Yes, sir.
So he ties Dan Carpenter for the second longest field goal in Bills history. He also has 80 points on the season, which is third most by a Bill, rookie, surpassing Willis McGahee, who had 78 in 2004. Now, let me ask you this, because I'm a little like, so kickers, right? So they're going to put this is going to be a record. He's going to hold the Bills rookie record scoring. Like, does it really count for a damn kicker? All they do is kick 1 point and 3 points each time they go.
That's usually not a good thing when the kicker has the most points. You know what I'm saying? Even though Josh is throwing very well, but when you have your kicker having a whole bunch of points, that just means you're getting field goals, you know, and that doesn't really translate well in terms of offense, in my opinion.
All right. We got a returning guest coming in to see us, to hang out with us again. So let's bring him in. It's Bill Mafia Mondo. Let's see if Bobby's paying attention. No? I'll bring him in. What's up, Mafia?
What's happening?
How's it going? Welcome back.
It's been a rough week. I had to turn my TV off for a while. I can't keep watching the clips from Sunday. It's horrible.
I got a question for you, though. Are you telling me you couldn't shoot that ball out of the sky or something with one of your?
You know they got bad aim.
You
You know they got bad aim.
No, those are the stormtroopers. The Mandalorian.
Oh yeah, that's right. That's right. Mandalorian should have been able. That's right. What's up, Mr. Mondo? How you doing?
I'm doing good. I'm doing good. Maybe if I was at the field, if Como would let us go to the games, I probably could have done something. But you know what? 90% of the time, they don't make that catch. It doesn't happen. So
yeah. I would tell him, Will, I'm not even mad. I mean, it was a hell of a play.
No, it was.
I mean, to see Josh Allen come back like that.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Just to see Josh Allen come back like that to get us down to 11 seconds. I'm thinking 11 seconds. We got this game. It's ours. But what are you going to do?
The one thing I was worried about more was a pass interference, and I was hoping that didn't happen. And then when you saw Mario Addison almost get him, that was another thing, man. There were so many missed tackles.
Oh, it was terrible.
And if you're going to dive, you're taking yourself out of the play. At least try to swat. Make sure you're close enough that you dive and maybe you got a chance at them. It was just ridiculous. So many missed tackles. I'm not going to look it up, but I wonder how many yards after the hit they had. It was just next time you just have that laser fly around. Tell Baby Yoda to use the force or something.
I hit the Baby Yoda. He was shaking the hands. It didn't work.
It was too far away.
Probably. Unbelievable.
Hey, so Manda, I mean, I know, like I was telling Will in the beginning of the show, it was a hell of a play. I mean, it's probably gonna go down as one of the best plays of the year, to be honest with you. It was an incredible catch. We had our best three defenders on him on that play. I personally think Trey went for the interception. I mean, I think Poyer knocked him out the way. It's a whole combination. Should have never happened. But at the same time, had this been a playoff game, this would have really, really, really stung. This would have been up there with the wide right. It would have been up there with the Music City Miracle. But, I like you said, Mondo, I like the way Josh came back and won the game for us. You know what I mean? But so I'm not really that mad. It was a heck of a play. I mean, it's a miracle play. So I'm not that mad.
That play could have went either way, and for 11 seconds, for 11 seconds, I thought we won. We won it, and then my hopes and dreams were crushed. Crushed.
The good thing is we're 7-3. We're still leading in the AFC East. We got to watch out for Miami because we have a bye. So if they win, that'll put them one game behind if they win. In terms of record. And now the next game we have, very important with a young San Diego Charger. I believe we play the Chargers next game.
Yes.
We gotta. Maybe this is what we needed, I guess. What I'm saying. Hopefully we'll regroup and get a couple wins. The stretch that we have now is going to be kind of. I mean, they're doable, except the Pittsburgh game that we have. That's going to be a tough game, and the next 3 out of 4 games, I believe, after the San Diego game, all primetime games. They're all Sunday night games and a Monday night game. So history. We haven't been playing well in primetime. So hopefully that changes. And hopefully if we could get 4 out of the last 5 games, next games coming up, I think we'll be in good shape. I think we'll be able to, as long as we beat Miami and beat New England, I think we lock up the AFC.
Right.
Now, I don't know what they're going to do in terms of the playoffs and how they're going to seed it, because I saw that there's a 7 seed now. So I don't know how that's going to work out. Will, maybe you have a little bit more info on that.
Well, I'm not sure. The only thing is, Miami plays Denver this week. You never know which Denver comes up, but if Miami wins, they're going to be tied with us, but we have the game in hand.
The tiebreaker.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, but it's not good. I mean, still, they're going to have the same record as us. I think our schedule might be a little tougher than theirs. I'll have to see. Just who knows right now.
I'm going to have a buddy of mine coming out for the Pittsburgh game because he's telling me, Vince, how can you – because I told him, they're a 9-0 team, but they really haven't played anybody really with a winning record. I'm not gonna knock them like that, but if you look at the stats, the Bills are the only team that actually beat 4 teams above with their record above 500. So we actually been playing and winning and beating teams that are above 500, record. So that's another thing. That's another thing to factor in, the strength of schedule and all that. But when it comes to playing Pittsburgh, it's gonna be a doozy. But I don't even want to look ahead. We need to go one game at a time. And Tua also, actually, I don't know if you have his quote there, Will, but they asked him what he thought about the transition of being in the NFL, and he actually answered and said he didn't think it was going to be this. He didn't think it was going to be this easy. So I mean, he hasn't really gotten popped yet. So we'll see how that's going to turn out.
He's hot right now, but he is a rookie, and that doesn't last.
Teams are going to figure him out. Teams are going to figure him out.
He's gonna crash and burn there for a little bit. It's going to take him a couple years to get up to Josh Allen caliber. So, but I am looking forward to the rivalry for sure.
Yes, sir.
I'm tired of New England, and I hope to never see them again. Except at the bottom of the AFC East.
That's
for
right.
At least 10 years.
He's pretty much what he said. He's like, he didn't think it was going to be this easy, even though it's still hard, but it's been easy. And he finally, he tweaked his foot, but he's still going to play this week. I mean, he's played the Chargers, even though their record stinks right now, they still have a pretty good defense. So, all right, they played there. And touching back on Pittsburgh, they did beat Baltimore. So you have to give them that.
Yeah,
now,
but you see how Baltimore is playing? I mean, New England just beat them last week. You see how they're playing?
That's because, I think we said in the beginning of the year, Lamar Jackson, now teams have more video on him and can see and adjust for him. So they're starting to pick up their game, and so they're adjusting for them. People are starting to see more. The one thing with Miami, they play the Broncos, who are 3-6. Then they play the Jets. Then they play the Bengals. The toughest teams they have left after the Bengals, it's the Chiefs. So, okay. Then they play the Patriots again. And then they play the Raiders, who is a toss-up. You never know with the Raiders. And we finished the season at Buffalo. So, the Bills need to win their games. And
yeah, they do.
It's going to come down to the last week possibly for our division. Yep. And who do we have? We have the Chargers, a tough team again. You never know who's going to show up. They have a good defense. The only good thing for us is we play the 49ers. 49ers are banged up. They have a lot of injuries, and if it stays that way for 2 more weeks, that'll be a bonus for us.
Hey, but I wouldn't look past San Diego either. I mean, the Huber kid is pretty. He's decent. I like the way the kid plays, man. I'm actually impressed by him. And there's word talking about he might be the rookie of the year. So I don't know, man. I really like him. To be honest with you. So we got a work cut out. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. The good thing is that we have a bye week. What's up, Kenny? Welcome to the show, buddy. You're right about that. Lamar is over. I don't know about Lamar being overrated. I mean, he should have been a running back. But and the game that I saw as part of the game with New England, there were horrible conditions too, man. It was a real crappy, So I got to give him that. But the guy could play. I think he could play.
Yep, exactly. Oh man, I haven't heard from Tom in a while. Hey, Tom. Tom usually gets fired up, by the way. But yeah, no, listen, you got to play LA Chargers. We said San Diego. My bad. The Steelers. That's a tough game.
That's what I said, right? Yeah.
All right. And then we go into Denver. Again, you never know what Denver team's going to come up. Then we play the Patriots again. Patriots played us tough. They could have won that game. It came down to one of the last plays. So, you can't count them out. And then we finish against the Dolphins. The good thing is,
we had a tight game with Miami too.
Yeah.
Remember that?
And their defense is playing a lot better. Listen, the only good thing is up in Buffalo, and hopefully it's cold and they don't get a 50-degree weather day or 60-degree weather in January, I mean,
hopefully
what do you
freezing.
Mando, what do you think?
Hopefully we can figure things out in the third quarter. I just don't know what's going on in every game in the third quarter. I mean, it's like they take their foot off the gas, and it's horrible. I just want to skip the third quarter, go right to the fourth.
It's funny because Vinny said that before, and you bring in the same thing. He said it's crazy. The teams, the problem is a lot of these defenses are adjusting to our game at halftime, but we're not adjusting. We're staying the same. And like I said, we need a run game. Our run game is non-existent. And it's ridiculous. If you can't block, bring in a fullback. Use Gillian or somebody as a fullback. tight end slash fullback. You need it because running single backs, if our offensive line is not covering, you're asking them to cover at least 6 guys with the 5 front line. It's not happening. And if they're blitzing us, it's even more. They're not getting this ball moving. They're throwing the ball way too much.
Yeah.
And people just, stacking our line.
But in their defense, I mean, we did have a lot of offensive line, Mitch Morris. And then you have Feliciano at center when he usually plays guard. So I think from what I understand, we're going to get the whole offensive line back for the next game. So hopefully that'll make a big difference for the running game.
Yeah, this bye is going to help us out. Get a lot of guys healed back up, and hopefully it'll be a lot better shape the next time we play.
Yeah, and absolutely. They said Mitch Morse was a game time decision by McDermott, and McDermott's a saddle. All right, that's fine. The penalties need to stop, man. This is ridiculous. Winter, I don't know. Who knows why they got rid of Span? Span played great last year. You gave him a 3-year contract. He should have been in there, and Winter should have been helping out across the line. It is what it is. You can't make excuses. You have to win. That game, they should have they need to score touchdowns, not all these field goals. I love that the kid's picking the ball great. He's doing a great job, but you need touchdowns. Touchdowns win these games, and it would have kept it out of this last, minute. Me, if I was a coach, Monday morning, I would have had straight tackling drills over and over. So many missed tackles. It was insane.
Right. In their defense, though, the Cardinals was a good team, so they are a good team, and I wasn't expecting to roll over them, not by any means. So,
no, I thought they would beat the Seahawks. I mean, lose to the Seahawks and beat the Cardinals, but they flip-flopped. I didn't think the Cardinals would end up beating us the way they did. Good thing on that game too, AJ Espinosa came in, had a nice play. Made one tackle, and he ended up with a concussion.
Oh, yeah.
I'm like, are you serious? I saw him. Once he stood up, he looked like he was in La La Land. And I'm like, oh, my God. One play, and he was out. Another thing also with
How did he get hurt? I saw him come from the right side and chase him from behind. I didn't get to
the ground or something. It wasn't even like something that crazy.
Wow.
Anyway, one quick note, with Diggs catching 10 receptions on Sunday, he established a personal best for catches in the first 10 games of the season, and he also surpassing 71 receptions in 2018. So he bettered that. He also becomes the first Bill since Eric Moulds in 2005 with 9+ receptions in consecutive games. So he's breaking records with Allen along our line, and they're all playing great. They're playing some good ball. Hey, Bill, what do you think about like the kickers' stats passing for or their points? Like, to me, it's easier for a kicker to get 80 points than it would for Willis McGahee,
No, I agree with you. I don't understand that stat, but it doesn't make any sense to me.
You can't take it away from them, but Also,
right.
A little Bills news, which is good, even though we're in a bye week, is that Josh Norman, Levi Wallace, Dean Marlowe, and Tyler Croft were taken off of the COVID-19 list and the close contact list. So that's a little positive news for our guys coming back. Hopefully they stay safe, getting no COVID around. And what's messed up, I was watching during the Seahawks game. I remember seeing Josh Norman talking on the sidelines with no mask on, and he wasn't playing. And the first thought, I'm like, why doesn't he have a mask on? And then he ended up with COVID.
That's crazy.
It is. Another quick thing is, look, I took this still too. Bam! Usually we put up CBS Sports. There's their power rankings for this week. The Bills dropped from CBS from 5th to 8th. Now you have the Steelers, who should be number 1. Chiefs are up there. Saints with some big news because Drew Brees, he has cracked ribs on both sides and a punctured lung. So who knows what's going to happen there, if Jameis Winston's going to be able to carry him, or what was the other quarterback, Smith or Lee or whatever it is. Packers go up 2 spots to 4, Buccaneers to 5th, Lamar's Ravens to 6th, and the Raiders are ahead of us. The Raiders. That's crazy.
Man.
Man.
We dropped 3 spots just because of one little Hail Mary pass.
A Hail Mary pass, and they put
one little Hail Mary pass. We lost 3 spots. That's crazy.
Let's see. Kenny's got a question for us. Here's my question for the night, fellas. With winter on the way, does Buffalo have a big enough run game to get it done in those cold, snowy December games? Mando, you could go first with that one.
I'm gonna say no. Unless something happens in the next couple of games, I don't trust the run game right now. I really don't. Sad to say. I figured it would have been better with Moss, but it's hit or miss with them guys right now.
Well, I think. Are you done? You good?
Yeah. Yep.
I think we're having problems with the O-line, plugging guys in, putting Feliciano at center when he really isn't a true center. I think when we get all our guys back, I think we're supposed to get them back in the next game. We'll see how it goes. I think the next game will really dictate how we run the ball for the rest of the season, because now there ain't no excuses. We're going to have our whole starting O-line back, and if it's not good then, it's not going to be good in December.
Right.
Like I said before, they need to run the ball more. They're giving up on the run too fast. I understand the passing; it's on point. Everything's running well. Where is this? I'm going to see our stats. I'm trying to find real quick, but whatever. We need to run the ball, and if you can't run, like I said, single back, throw a fullback back there. Get some help. I mean, there's no reason for this. It's driving me nuts. You got Moss, you have Singletary, mix it up. What they start to do, which is like, I don't know, I'm just a fan. All right. And I'm watching this. They start off with either Singletary. Singletary might run the ball for most of the first quarter. Then in the second quarter, it'll be Moss. And it's not like they're mixing them in. You got to mix them in. Harry could be your third down back. Moss could be your first and second back. You don't need to pass the ball every play. People already know we're not really running the ball, so you're just going to play pass. All right, let us beat us on the pass. They're not going to control the clock. You need to control the clock. The one thing they did with Seattle was, he spread the ball more, I think, in Seattle, and he took that 3 yards. He took the 4 yards, which usually he doesn't do. So it made our drives longer, which was great. But you need to run the ball. And if they don't run the ball like Kenny said, especially in the summer with the wind whipping, we've seen Allen's numbers when we have bad weather. It's not the same as on those nice warm days up there in Buffalo or in a dome or somewhere like that.
You're right about that O-line, though. They're not doing a good enough job of opening up lanes for the running backs to run through. Yeah. I mean, they're just getting stonewalled right at the line every time, unless they run off.
That's right.
Off to the sidelines,
Yeah.
The one good thing they did, I don't think Josh got sacked all night. I don't know. You can look up that stat, Will, but I don't remember him getting sacked at all. Which I guess that's good pass protection. But I mean, when it comes down to run, like you said, Mando, that I think they had 13 touches for 27, 28 yards combined. But one play that killed me was Singletary had a screenplay thrown to him that he dropped. Man, that would have been a substantial turn point in the game. We could have actually. Go ahead, Will. I see you anxious about that.
Another thing, if you notice during some of those screens, he did drop that one pass, and he did have the 3 offensive linemen out there. When
that was beautiful. It looked like it would have been nice.
Yeah, but when you saw Lee Smith came in, he did a little option or motion, came back, missed his block completely, and then went and helped the guard or the tackle try to make a block, but he was tackled in the backfield.
Already gone, yeah.
There was sometimes the guards were pulling, missing their blocks completely. The linebacker ran around and just tackled him. You got to make these blocks, man. And like you said, listen, if I'm playing the Bills right now, you have to play pass. I'm not even really respecting their run game because they're not running. Devin Singletary right now has 99 attempts for 401 yards. He's averaging 4.1 yards a carry. You're averaging 4 yards a carry. Why aren't you giving him the ball? Zach Moss, he has 59 attempts, 224 yards. He's averaging 3.8. Not as great. And this game, when Allen should have ran, he didn't even run.
He didn't run.
He ran. But there was a few times he should have just taken that ball
Absolutely. It's like they basically stopped him from running completely, which drives me nuts because there was plenty of opportunities. He could have gotten some first downs and just didn't run. Didn't run at all.
I was surprised with that. And I'm sitting there, I'm like, all right, you see Lamar taking off. I'm like, dude, you have some lanes. Everybody's take off, dude. Slide. Don't take the hit. Just take off. Get those yards. It's like he's trying to sit there, and I get it. Hey, that's great. But if you can run and make a first down, go for it. You know, look at Allen. He averages 3.9 yards a carry. He has 279. He has more yards than Moss, but he's carried the ball for more times than he has. And Moss missed, 3 games or something like that? So you have to run the ball. You have to get that ball going, and it's not happening. And they're always doing that jet sweep, which drives me crazy. Okay, I get it. You fake it 1,000 times a game. Eventually, you're going to get one. He's going to get.
They sniffed it out. They sniffed it out. I even saw it come. Like, here it comes.
It happens at least once a game. At least once a game.
Yeah.
And they fake it at least 7 times a game. People are going to start getting.
But
used
if you really look at it, if you look at that trick play to Allen, that was kind of a similar play. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? And he turned around and threw it to Allen, which I'm gonna go on the record and say that was a heck of a catch because it was a poorly thrown ball, in my opinion. I thought it was gonna be out of his reach, and Josh Allen, he got hands like a damn tight end. Josh Allen is like a tight end, really, that has an arm. If you really look at it, but he caught the heck out that ball. I thought it was gonna be an incomplete pass, and when he snatched it out there, I was like, that was the heck. To myself, I was saying that was a heck of a catch.
Yeah. We'll put this out real quick. What did he put? He put Bam. Hey, Kenny, thanks for joining us, bud. Thanks, great fellas, great show as always.
Thanks, Kenny.
You too, Kenny. I got to hit up the K&K show on Wednesdays and on Thursdays, and I believe it's also on Sundays, so check them out. It's always a good show. A lot of knowledge on there. There's a bunch of guys. Real quick, ESPN, like we always say, their power rankings also. We were 8th last week. 2 weeks in a row, they were ahead of us on 8th. From one Hail Mary, like you said, Mando, we dropped to 11th. We're out of the top 10.
Oh my
gosh. No respect. Here's a little league news real quick. The Raiders that we talked about before, they have 10 players on the COVID-19 list. And they're saying it might add up even more from the contact list. So we'll keep an eye on that. And they're scheduled still to play their game. I guess they're not getting that Tennessee like handling. JJ Watt still not happy over there in Texas with their losing. He's quoted, "We were where we are can never ever be acceptable." So what I'm saying, hey JJ, hopefully you get out of that contract next year and you could come to Buffalo. Come over here. I don't know if him and his wife like the cold up there in Buffalo, but hey man, leave that heat in Texas and come up to Buffalo. As we said, listen, Steelers are only 9-0 team. By the way, Mando, that's Bobby's team back there. Bobby in the background was a Steelers fan. He likes to hit us up with this crappy video, if I could see it real quick. He likes putting this little dumb clip over here. That's pretty bad on our show, man. No respect, this guy. Anyway, you guys think the Steelers, they were saying, hey, they might go undefeated for the regular season at least. What do you think,
I don't
Mando?
think so.
I don't think so either.
No?
No, I don't think so. Nope.
All right, so besides,
it ain't gonna happen. Everybody must fall at least one game.
Dude, I mean, right now you're looking at, let me see, where's their schedule? They have the Jaguars.
They got the Jags.
Then they play the Ravens.
And they got the Ravens.
They play Washington. They play Buffalo, the Bengals, the Colts, and then the Browns.
Colts are tough. Browns, you never know what you're going to get with them.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, if they lose one game, it'll be against the Bills.
Hey, we took their shout song, so they're probably not going to play that during the game. For what do we play at their stadium or
we play home? We play home.
Oh, they play them at home. Okay, we're good then.
Yeah. Well, this is the thing. Listen, they beat the Ravens last time they played by only 4
by
points.
3 points.
4.
It was by 3 points, I think. 4 points. There you go. Yeah.
Look at that. 4 points. So that's one of the teams that could beat them. Washington, you never know what you're going to get, but with Pittsburgh's defense and offense, I don't see Washington doing it. Then the Bills. I think we can beat them. Listen, they beat them last year, but again, that wasn't with Big Ben. It's a totally different team with Big Ben. The one good thing, Big Ben isn't that mobile, but they have a good all-around team, so it's going to be tough. That's going to be a tough game, and I hope the Bills beat them. I hope they're undefeated, and hopefully the Bills can beat them. But again, you never know. The Bengals, they should beat the Bengals. They beat the Bengals. What have they played? 36-10. And then they play the Browns, who they smacked up 38-7. So, and then the Colts. That's another team who, again, which team shows up?
You never know what you get, yeah.
But you never know with that offense. But besides, it's up to the Ravens, the Bills, and the Colts to beat this team. So I hope they don't go undefeated. I didn't think Pittsburgh would be this good. So.
Yeah, another quick note. I know last week during the Seattle game, it was reported that Josh Allen's grandmother died. So there was I know you I forgot the name of the charity, but a lot of the Bills fans, including Viva Los Bills, gave $17 and they got over $500,000. But after the Arizona game, when it was discussed during the game, when the commentators mentioned it, a lot of the Arizona fans actually donated also, and they rose up the money to about $650,000. So shout out to the Arizona fans for showing love to the Bills Mafia and to Josh Allen. That was pretty cool. And another quick short note: Fox midseason MVP goes to Josh Allen for midseason. So that's a good stat for him to have. Hopefully, he can keep going and get that MVP. I think Russell Wilson, after these two horrible last games, I think he's out of contention right now. So I think it's between Mahomes and actually Kyler Murray. We did good in containing them, but the kid is putting up a lot of numbers, a lot of rushing numbers, he's putting up big numbers. So I think it's between Mahomes and Murray. And if Josh could finish strong, his name should be mentioned with those guys also. I just thought that would be a little tidbit, info you guys want to touch on.
What do you think, Mando, on the MVP list?
Mando.
No, it's probably going to go to Mahomes. Unless Allen does something like really great the next few games. I don't see it happening. He's just not as good as Mahomes right now. He's
not as good as Mahomes, but he got the bigger numbers, Mando. He's got more numbers than him.
I know.
He's number one right now.
He's not number one in the hearts of people like
that's
Mahomes.
Right.
But his numbers.
They should just. I watched somewhere they said they should just call it the Patrick Mahomes trophy and just give it to everybody else. Just name it Patrick Mahomes trophy, and then they can give it to everybody else. So.
Well, I was reading that people were saying Patrick Mahomes passed finally Russell Wilson, and that Mahomes is in first place. I think it's going to come down to like the last game of the year. If the Bills end up getting into the playoffs with, let's say, if they go 12-4, like I said they would.
11-5.
Well, that's a possibility right now. But if they, let's go say 12-4, there's no reason why he shouldn't get it. Even if they go 11-5, I could see it. It all depends on what those other guys do, their numbers.
There's too many Josh haters out there.
That's true. There's a lot of Buffalo Bills haters for no reason. Why are they hating on the Bills? They haven't done anything. That's what I think it comes down. And if you look, let me see real quick here. I'm trying to see Kansas City. What do they have left? They have the Raiders, which, well, now with 10 players out, they should beat the Raiders because the Raiders were one of the teams who ended up beating them 40-32. They play the Raiders. They play the Broncos. Where am I? Yeah, they play the Buccaneers. That's going to be a tough game. They might lose that game. They play the Broncos, which you never know, whatever. The Dolphins, who have been playing hot, their defense. Then they play the Saints, even though Drew Brees isn't there, so we'll have to see what happens with them. Falcons, and finish off with the Chargers. So they could honestly lose at least 2 more games as of right now, and that would only give them 3 losses for the year. That's not happening. Hopefully not. Because if they only lose 3 games, then he'll probably win it, which stinks. So,
listen, all those stats to me they could throw all that crap out the window as long as we make the playoffs. I would love for more than anything else to have a home playoff game. I mean, I don't know. You live up there. Hopefully, you could put a bug in Cuomo's ear or something, and maybe get some fans in there. But I don't know. It looks like it's gonna go the opposite way. But nothing more would make me happier to get a home playoff game. I mean, we haven't had one since the early '90s. You know what I mean? And not only that, get a win. But I know the numbers came out of the probability of us winning the division, and for us winning our division, I think it says we are 66% to win the division, 84% to go into the playoffs. Now, where we line up seed-wise, I don't know. There's been talks that we might, if we do pretty good, we might end up in the 3rd seed, and it would go against the Colts. That's who we would match up as of right now. Of course, that will change. They got the Dolphins at 61% making the playoffs and 30% winning the division. So, I mean, we're undefeated in the division. If we could take one out of these 2 games, one out of, in terms of Miami and New England, if we could win one of those games, we got the division. I believe we got the division locked. So all we got to do is win one game. But, I don't like to jinx it because the Bills, like Mando, like we said, we start off strong, 3rd quarter. I don't even want to watch it. Matter of fact, I might make that my. I haven't shaved till we make playoffs, and so I told you, Will. What I'm gonna do is I probably won't watch the game every 3rd quarter. I'll just shut it off, and then Will, you can just text me and say, "Hey, fourth quarter starting."
Absolutely.
It's nuts. Well, listen, they have to win their division. I don't see us getting a bye. Not happening. Especially with Kansas City only losing 1 game, maybe possibly losing 2 more, maybe. So we're playing for a wild card to hopefully host somebody in the wild card.
I just want one playoff win. I'll be happy with one playoff win. That's it.
Man, you gotta get Mando. You gotta man. We gotta think sky's the limit. We going Super Bowl, man. What are you talking about? Will had Seattle against the Bills. I had Seattle against the Bills. So we gonna keep running the gamut and go to the Super Bowl. Forget about one playoff win. We gotta go for it all, baby.
Talk to me after that first playoff win, and then we'll revisit that.
All right.
I just want the one.
We're gonna have you on again. You know we're gonna have you on. So you hold that thought.
Okay.
Also, okay. I got a comment here from Jordan, our Jet fan. He's like, "Hey, when are you guys going to bring back the handsome Jet fan to be a guest again? I heard Jet fans loved him, or your fans loved him." I guess he's talking about Justin. I guess we're going to have to talk to Justin and see if Justin because when he said handsome, that can't be Jordan. Let's just get out of there. Anyway, we'll have Jordan on again sometime, even though we're not playing the Jets again. Hey, real quick, 2 more things. Teddy Bridgewater. It wasn't a good week for quarterbacks last week. Sprained his MCL and might miss Sunday's game. He said it's a game-time decision. Another guy who got banged up was Matthew Stafford, his right thumb and on his throwing hand, and I believe it was possible torn ligaments in there. So that's something to keep an eye out. Now, I know
what's the status on John Brown? I know, he had a knee injury, but then in the game he also hurt his ankle and didn't return. So do you know anything on the status of him? And even Dane Jackson got hurt too. So I haven't heard anything
because hey, it's a bye week. So I usually some of the stills and stuff I grab are from Buffalo Bills PR off of Twitter and stuff, but they haven't posted anything about it. They just had like AJ's concussion that they posted up during the game. Before we do some picks, so I went online and I was looking up some videos. We end up you don't get to see this stuff much anymore. Where's that? My buddy over here, German Susio, is like, "Hey, is that Oz, my brother, under that helmet?" No, that's Mando, Bills Mafia Mando. That's not Oz. He's not hiding out there, Damon. So being that we're not seeing some of the craziness, I was like, let me go see if I can find some craziness to post up there. I'm not sure if we're going to hear our audio during this or there's audio. I didn't even listen. I just put it up there. Let's see what happens. So this is some of the crazy stuff. And you're up there, you get to see some of this stuff, right?
Man, do I miss the football games. Man, I miss football games. Somebody's got to do something about Cuomo. We got to get back into that stadium.
Look, we have another video here because it's only not just the guys getting thrown through this. What's this?
Oh my God, bro. Oh my gosh. That's brutal, man. He really slammed it too, bro.
The table cracked. It didn't even break. It cracked, and then the other guy jumped through it. And then
wow.
They took the other guy through that table. Oh my goodness.
Wow.
That was awesome. That was awesome.
We missed that. We missed that, and hopefully it'll come back soon. But right about now, man, we just got to keep focused on the playoffs.
Yeah.
Winning the division, man, that'll be. I probably shed a tear if we win the division. I ain't even gonna lie. I ain't even gonna lie to you. You know, if we win one playoff game, it's been Amanda. You've been a fan for a long time. Will, you've been me. I've been a fan for a long time. It's kind of even just seeing Josh do well. Kind of like it's like, man, that's awesome. You know, to finally see the team. I mean, we knew we were gonna do pretty good. Before the season, me and Will broke it down on paper, and on paper we looked really good. And it was just, if you agree with me, Will, it's just execution. And you know, I think McDermott and Bean did a fantastic job in putting this team together, and a lot of surprises. I mean, I know Cole Beasley was going to do really well, but I'm surprised how well he's been doing. He's literally is like the best slot guy in the NFL right now, and it's it's quiet. Like nobody really talks about it. But I mean, I think he had like 109 yards reception this last game. Big catches.
I didn't think they used him enough. There were so many other plays they could have used him in, and they didn't. They need to use him more. More Beasley.
That one-handed catch he had to give us a new set of downs was amazing. Listen, real quick.
Yes, sir.
Mozzarella or Mutz. I always mess up his name. Inazeni says Josh Allen stinks. He's a hating Jet fan.
Lord.
Sucio Messer German over there said these guys are nuts watching the video. I mean, I don't know if you found them or not, but here I had some of my 10 bold predictions, man, that I'll share with you. Listen, I said Sean McDermott will be coach of the year when the Bills go 12-4. That might not happen the way Tomlin's going. I said Tyler Bass would break Matt Prater's 64-yard field goal record. He's gotten close, but I say he's going to hit a 67-yarder. I said coach of the year. I said the Bills would sweep the AFC East this year. That was one of my predicaments.
It's close.
One of them that's messed up here is I said the Bills would have the number 1 ranked all-around defense. Thinking they're going to pick up where they left off last year. That's not happening. And I also said Josh Norman would lead the league in interceptions because I thought he'd be healthy playing in the nickel spot, picking people off. That's not happening either. Another thing I had was Tremaine Edmonds being the number 1 middle linebacker this year. He's had only like really one good game so far. But I said Cole Beasley will lead the Bills receivers with 1,200 yards, up from 500 from last year, which is a chance. But Diggs is probably going to lead the receivers where Allen's always throwing to him. So
I'm going to have to dig up my 10 for next week. I'm going to bring it next week.
You're going to have to. We'll go.
Yeah, man. Absolutely. See where I'm at. But, man, I'm excited. You know what I mean? Even though, Mando, even though we lost this last game, like I said, I'm not really even mad because it was a fluke play, you know. I'm just glad it wasn't in the playoffs. You know what I'm saying? I'm glad it wasn't in the playoffs. And, you know, every season, a team always goes through a heartbreak loss. No matter what team you are, whether it be by field goal with time expired or pick six when the time expired, something's gonna happen. And we won a couple games by a close margin. We won the New England game that we really shouldn't even won, to be honest with you. If it wasn't for who was it, Zimmer to strip the ball from Cam, we would have lost that game. Yeah. The game with the Miami Dolphins was a close game. There was a lot of close games that could have went either way. So 3 out of 4 is pretty good, out of those close games. We lost that one. It's a heartbreaker, but it's a learning experience. Trey hopefully doesn't try to intercept the ball. Hopefully he tries to knock it down next time. But
I don't think he was going to knock that out anyway. He had his hands on. He came down. He
went like this, but he went up with both hands, man. That, to me, seemed like he wanted to go for an interception. When you go up there, you knock that. Just like how Poyer jumped up with one hand. To me, he looked like he was trying to bat the ball down. But he hit Trey, so it is what it is. Hey, you know what? I don't even want to talk about it no more.
I haven't even watched any of the replays of that. Not since that happened that night, and I turned the TV off. Couldn't even watch it, so I might have to go back and take a look at that again. But
don't, because you're gonna be like me, Mando. You're gonna be like me, doing it super slow motion, over and over, super slow, reverse, forward. Like, okay, if this guy would have did this, if that, you're gonna kill yourself. You're gonna catch a heart attack, an aneurysm. Don't even look at it. Put it. You know what? you'll be able to watch it at the end of the season when they do the best plays of the year. That's when you can see it again.
Hey, Mando.
Yeah.
You want to watch it?
No.
Okay, because I have it.
I need a couple beers. Yeah, I need a couple more beers before I tackle that one.
You missed the open because we played it. All right.
Did you play it?
Huh?
You played it.
Played it in the beginning. Yeah. So we were trying to get all your buddies on here. Everybody seems to be busy. I don't know what the dark side's doing, but we got to reach out one day to Chewy and Leia and all these guys to see if they want to hop on. We got to have a big show with all you guys on one day.
Right. Yeah. I'll definitely hook up with Vader. I'm sure Vader would like to get on.
Yeah, I messaged him, but he didn't get back to me. I had talked to him once.
Yeah, he could have. He'd come back to me.
He said he would want to. He'd like to. Yeah. Question: do you want to do the picks with us, or you want to hop off and go on your cruiser?
Actually, yeah, I'm about ready to go. The wifey's on her way home, so
all right.
I got to clean this mess up before she gets home. my makeshift studio.
Listen, thanks for joining us again, and hopefully before the end of the season we'll have you on again, and hopefully we'll get everybody to join you as well.
Absolutely. Man, appreciate you, Mando. Mando, thank you, man. Appreciate you, bro.
Thank you. Go Bills.
Be with you. Go Bills.
Go Bills.
Be with you. Peace.
That's a good guy right there, man. I can't imagine having that on and just having so much fun over there at the stadium with the games. I know him and Stormtrooper and all the guys, Chewy and all them. They're dying for the home games because that's a super fan right there, man. You know what I mean? And he gives it all. And look at it, look at that doggone outfit he got, man. He put love into that thing.
Yeah. Oh yeah. This is the way. What's it called? So let's get ready for our picks, even though the Bills aren't playing. By the way, German said that's pretty much the norm for the Jets to lose in the final minutes. There's Mando with his little stuff, it's pretty cool. Another shot of him and his helmet nice and fresh for the day.
That's awesome.
Anyway, let's move on. Let's get ready for these picks. And first game, Arizona, 6-3. Actually, they should be starting out. They probably started already. Against Seattle. Seattle's actually, again, this is ESPN's spread from this morning. Seattle's -3. If Arizona plays the way they played us, they should end up beating Seattle. But I like Russell Wilson and the boys, and they know not to let Murray run all over the damn place. So I'm going to take Seattle with their crappy D to beat Arizona -3.
I wouldn't take that, man. I think the Cardinals coming off a really emotional, miraculous game against the yours truly Buffalo Bills. I know they played I believe they played Seattle in the beginning of the season and beat them in overtime. So I don't know. I think they're gonna sweep I think they might sweep the Seattle Seahawks. I would have them. I think. Listen, I know they're coming off a short week. I know they're pumped up, especially after that miraculous play. I got the Cardinals by 3. I got them 28, 20, 20, 25.
So you got Arizona winning again?
Yep.
All right.
Yep.
I didn't even know they beat them
Right.
the first. You can see I'm paying attention. Last week, by the way, I stunk it up. I don't know. This year, I'm not doing good. Last year, I was on point. I was winning parlays and everything this year. Anyway, I went 6-7 last week. Not good.
Oh, wow. Yeah, I went 7.
What you go, 7-6?
Yeah.
Why you say, oh, wow? You only got one more than me.
I know, but it was a couple games there that I should have. But anyway, let's get at it. What we got next?
All right, Philadelphia heading down to Cleveland. Philly's 3-5-1. Woo-hoo. Cleveland's 6-3. Cleveland's actually favorite or giving up 3.5 right now. Philly, I don't know what the hell's going on in Philly. They should have kept Nick Foles, who ended up getting injured too. I forgot to mention that on Monday night. So I'll take Cleveland minus 3.5. Actually, Nick Foles, should have kept.
Man, me and you going opposites today, man. I don't know. Cleveland won a good one, against the Texans. They played pretty decent. It was a close game. Eagles played, they didn't look too good against, who did they play? The Giants last time. But I think the Eagles are going to step up this game, man. I think they might get rolling this game. I'm going to take Philly. Let me write it down. Philly. I'm writing them down this time so we can go back. I think Philly going to beat them by like 4 points. So I got Philly 21-17.
All right.
Over Browns.
Hot Atlanta, which really isn't hot, at 3-6, heading down to the Bayou to face New Orleans, who's 7-2 without Drew Brees. Now let's see what Jameis Winston can do. He might be auditioning for a job next year because if he does well, hey, he might end up winning that starting position. Drew Brees, if I'm him, after cracking ribs on both sides, puncture lung, I don't know if I would come back next year. Anyway, New Orleans is giving up 5 points. Listen, Jameis could actually sling the rock. He could throw the ball. Hopefully he doesn't throw it to Atlanta. I'm going to take minus 5 and Jameis to get his first win as a New Orleans Saint.
I think the Saints are going to win. I think somebody told me that Jameis Winston had some eye surgery or something like that. I don't know how true it is, and hopefully he won't not be able to see the opposing jersey. So I think Jameis Winston's gonna step in for Drew Brees, it was a hit. It was a good hit. Here comes Bobby.
He had eye surgery and he got his elbow fixed. He is ready to roll.
There you go.
He's like bionic Jameis then.
I'm telling you, I can't wait to watch him play. And plus, he had what? He had 3 months of Sean Payton's tutelage now.
Yeah, sitting behind Brees. That was a good way to go.
He'll be a starter somewhere next year.
Yeah, he could end up being the Saints starter. Who knows if Brees comes back.
But Vin bad news, 7-0 Seahawks.
Oh, see that?
Is it? Oh, okay.
Well,
there you go.
The Bills were up too. So.
Thanks. He comes in, gives us the bad news, and then breaks out. That's Bobby for you. Appreciate it, Bobby. But he did confirm. He did confirm about the surgery, eye surgery. So I think Jameis Winston's going to step in nicely. They're talking about Drew Brees will be out 3 to 6 weeks. He's talking about he might come back soon. But man, he had 5 cracked ribs, a broken rib, and collapsed lung. I mean, that's going to be hard. And when he comes back, he's going to be skidded. I think Jameis Winston's going to ride the rest of the season out. They swept Tampa. We'll see how it goes. I'm rooting for Seattle. I want Jameis to come back. Maybe might get comeback of the year. I got Saints winning 30-28. Close one.
Old Florida State boy. Woo!
Yes, sir.
Getting some lobsters for free. Woo!
Sean Payton on Buffalo Bill. Let's go.
Cincinnati going into Washington. By the way, Washington football team might actually keep that name, they're saying. So you might not even switch it. Cincinnati 2-6-1, heading to Washington, who is 2-7. Washington right now is actually -1.5. This is just an ugly game. Washington, sometimes they show up, sometimes they don't. I just don't know. Ugh, this is ugly. I'm just going to give it to Cincinnati. I'm going to give it to Cincinnati. Whatever. Cincinnati wins this game just because they're getting points. That's why I picked them.
Man, it's a bad game to call. I mean, Bengals look bad on offense. Washington don't look good on defense, so it's kind of like a stalemate there. I think Joe Burrow might come out and might sling it this game. I'm going to take Cincy. Who'd you say you got?
Cincy. Because they're getting points, even if it's one.
Yeah, they're getting a point. Yeah, straight up. Yeah, I think the Bengals are going to beat them 24-17. So I got the Bengals.
Detroit heading into Carolina. We don't know if Teddy's playing. We're not sure if Matthew Stafford's going to play. Right now, there was no line on this game. Both teams are ugly. I think McCaffrey's not playing. I think they already say he's out. So I'm going to go with Detroit, even though Swift isn't playing either. Everybody's banged up. So you don't have your starting running backs on either side. And your starting quarterbacks are up in the air. I'll take Detroit. I don't know why, but go ahead.
I don't know. I think this is rough because if Teddy don't play, they got another quarterback called P.J. Walker. I don't even know who he is. But I think Stafford is also banged up. I think I'm going to have to go with the Panthers at home on this one, man. And it's going to be a close one. I think it'll be 24-21 Panthers at home just because they're playing at home.
All right. We got Pittsburgh 9-0 heading into Jacksonville, which is 1-8. Pittsburgh's giving up 10 points. What's crazy is I think Green Bay last week was giving up a lot of points and Jacksonville covered. They were within there, so they would have won if you would have bet them. I think they're going to get blown out by Pittsburgh, so I'm going to take Pittsburgh minus the 10.
Yeah. I don't even. There's no explanation. Pittsburgh by blowout.
All right.
I ain't even going to get into it. So
here's
Pittsburgh, take the points.
Here's a good game this weekend. Tennessee 6-3 heading up into Baltimore 6-3. And Baltimore's giving up 6.5. I don't know why. Tennessee's got a pretty damn good defense, pretty good offense. Baltimore is not balling like they should be. So I'm going to take Tennessee just because they're getting 6.5. I think they'll keep it. This game might be like a 3-point game, I believe. So I'm going to take.
So you got Tennessee?
Yep.
Man, I didn't like the way the Ravens played. Because of the weather and everything, but I think they're gonna bounce back. And oh man, this is a tough one, but I'm gonna go with the Ravens. You got Tennessee. I'm gonna take the Ravens. I'm gonna go straight up 27-14. The Ravens. I think they're gonna win big. Actually.
Why are you struggling? Why are you struggling?
I mean, because the Titans have defense issues, but then again, they got. Derrick Henry's running the ball. So it's like, if Lamar run, man, it's just a whole bunch of variables there. But I think after the loss to the New England Patriots, I think they're going to want to bounce back against a Titans team. So, I like I said, I got the Ravens, man. I think they're going to win. I think they're going to win big.
¿Qué te pasa?
Oh, yeah, no, I'm just – it's a tough one to call, man. It's a tough one to call, bro.
It's tough if you're giving them 14 points.
No. Yeah. No, what did I say? 27 what? 27-14, right?
Oh, okay, so 13 points. My bad.
Yeah, 13 points. Man. But it could go either way because you never know what you get with the Titans. You never know what you get with them either. I mean, look how they played us after not practicing with COVID.
For 2 weeks. And that's
for 2 weeks.
You're breaking a sweat. Anyway, New England heading into Houston. New England's 4-5. They had that big upset last week. Houston's 2-7. JJ Watt's upset. New England's actually giving up 2 points. This is another ugly game. Who knows which New England team comes? I hope New England loses. Just for that, I'm going to pick Houston, even though Houston is just bad. It's a battle actually of ex coach against defensive coordinator. You know, Romeo Crennel was New England's defensive coordinator for a while, so they
Uh,
know each other.
I don't. Listen, New England got won 2 games in a row. They're back in the playoff contention. Houston's done. I think they're just gonna pack it up. I think New England might win this one. So I got New England Patriots by 7. So I'm gonna say 27-20, New England.
We got over here. Oh, Miami heading up to the Mile High. Denver, Miami 6-3. Denver's 3-6. Miami's giving up 3 points. I want to root for Denver. If I'm going to bet the game, I think I would pick Miami, but I'm not betting this game. I want Denver to win this game so bad, but Locke, who knows if he's actually playing? I'm going to pick Miami, even though I don't want to. I hope Denver shows up and has one of those really good games.
I'm gonna listen. I'm gonna write this down. Instead of having a tie, if Drew Lock plays, I'm taking Denver. If he don't play, if they call it at the end, before the game and say he's a scratch and he ain't playing, Miami's gonna win because I don't care. Drew Lock gives them an opportunity to win, but if he's not in there, Miami gonna take it. So I'm gonna put that with an asterisk. I'm gonna take Denver with an asterisk if Drew Lock plays. If he don't play, then you can scratch it, and I'll take Miami. How about that?
He was practicing today. So
okay, so I'm taking Denver with an asterisk.
All right. My thing, I wonder if Miller's playing. He's going back to his college number, by the way, too. New York Jets 0-9 going against the Los Angeles Chargers, who are 2-7. That's such a disappointing team. This guy's probably going to lose his job this year. Lynn, his ex-Bills defensive coordinator. Right now, the Chargers are giving up 8.5. I think, sad to say, the Jets will keep this maybe a 4-point game. So I'm going to take the Jets, not to win, but to cover. There you go.
All right. Hey, man, listen, I don't think Darnold's going to play again. I think Joe Flacco, at one point he was a great quarterback. I got a lot of Jets fans telling me, hey, we hope they tank the whole season to get what's-his-face from Clemson. But, I can't see them, they're coming off a bye week. They had a bye week last week. So at least it gives them a little bit more preparation time. The only thing is Justin Herbert lost a couple games literally by last plays. I think he lost 2 games a couple games ago, like by the last play. So I don't see the Jets winning, man. I think they come to play just to play for pride, but ultimately I think this Justin Herbert kid, I really like him. So I think I'm gonna take the Chargers by 7. I'd say 21-14 Chargers.
All right. Green Bay, this is another good game. Green Bay is heading into Indy. Hopefully Green Bay can hand them a loss. Indy's actually -2 points. They're giving up 2 points because they're home, I guess. And their defense is playing on point. I think Lazard's coming back this week. So that should help giving Rodgers another weapon. So I'm actually going to take the underdog Green Bay Packers in Indy to beat Indy and give us a little more breathing room in the AFC East. AFC, not AFC East.
I'm the same there with you. I'd like for the Packers to win, but the Colts are coming off that Thursday night game. They have 10 days off, so they're well rested. They're better prepared. I don't like the way the Packers played last week against the Jags. The Jags I thought they were going to beat them. When I looked at it, I looked at the squad, I was like, man, Jags might pull this off. So Aaron Rodgers kind of struggled. I think the Colts, I want the Colts to lose, of course, to get our cushion, but I think the Colts might actually play well, being that they took 10 days, to prepare, and Aaron didn't really play that well. So I got the Colts 24-21.
You know what I was just thinking? The Bills could run 2 running back sets. Zach Moss, Singletary out there. You could throw to him or pass to him. One could block for the other. Think about it, Dable. By the way,
like a pro set type offense.
Yeah, spread them. Even you could put one in motion or out. Anyway, they will think about it.
What the heck made you come up out of? We're talking about the Colts and Green Bay, and you just brought that up. You just like had an epiphany, like a light bulb went off in your head, and I had to throw that out there.
Hey, Pagulas, when Dable's gone, give me a call. We'll do this. Anyway, Dallas. Here's a sad game. Dallas is heading into Minnesota. Dallas is 2-7. Minnesota's 4-5. They have that running game going like crazy lately. They're giving up 7 points to the Cowboys. The Cowboys are just, I don't know what the hell happened to this team. McCarthy, who knows if he keeps his job after this year, that or they better go out there and get themselves a new defensive coach. I'm going to take Minnesota just because the ex-Florida State man, Dalvin Cook, has been running all over the league. So, and the Cowboys defense stinks. So I'm going to take Minnesota and Cook.
I'm with you, man. Minnesota, I think, won, 3 games, 2-3 games in a row. Cook's been on fire, been running the heck out of everything. Dallas, they just defeated, man. I think they packed it up like the Jets, too. So I got Minnesota beating 30-14. I got them blowing out Dallas this time.
All right. Moving on to another pretty good game if the team shows up or actually gets to play. Kansas City 8-1 heading into Las Vegas at 6-3. They didn't even have a line for this game yet. I think it's because all these Raiders players are popping up positive for COVID-19. I believe 2 players came off of the COVID list for Kansas City. Man, it's tough to even pick the Raiders. I want to, but it's tough to pick them because there's 6 starters that are out and 4 backups. And who knows if this list goes higher. So just for that reason, I'm going to take Kansas City. If all the Raiders players were playing, I might have taken Oakland. But I'm taking Kansas City because of all the COVID list.
I'm with you, man. I mean, I know the team that beat the Chiefs were the Raiders, which was a surprising game. I don't know if you remember that game in the beginning of the season when they beat the Chiefs, but I don't know. I think the Chiefs straightened their stuff out. I don't know, man. It's a tough one to call, but I think the Chiefs will pull it out. They're playing a lot better ball than what they did when they played the Raiders. So I got the Chiefs 24-21.
Cool. Monday night game, another good game. Los Angeles Rams playing the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Los Angeles Rams are 6-3. Tampa's 7-3, giving up 4 points. Tampa's just an all-around good team, you know, unless Darnold could get to and start ripping them up. He needs to get to him to get him mad. You know, when Brady gets hit, he gets mad and he makes mistakes. Or he's like Jordan when he got mad and scores 40 points on you.
This Brady when he's mad, he pouted.
Just like that. Yeah,
just like that.
Everybody. But I think I'm going to take.
Nobody told me it was 4th down. Anyway, go ahead.
I'm gonna take the GOAT minus the 4.
I don't know, man. I don't know, man. If, like you said, man, if Aaron Donald gets pressure on him, it might be a long night, bro. That dude's got to be probably the best player in the NFL, man. That dude is. I mean, just look at the way his drive, and I think he's gonna make Brady uncomfortable. So I'm gonna take the Rams in a close one, 27-24. I'm just because I don't like the Tampa Bay anyway, but and then you don't know what you get. They got blown out one game, and then the next game they blow out somebody. So you never know what you're gonna get with Brady either. But like you said, if Aaron Donald gets on them, I think it'll be a long day for Brady. So I got the Rams 24-21.
I have a friend coming on, rubbing my leg here. This is Luna popping up, bothering my head. By the way, Jordan. He's like, oh, were you referring to Justin Johansky? Yeah, it was Jordan referring to Jordan. Justin, what's wrong with you, Jordan? I haven't seen those guys in a while because I haven't been at work. Anyway, yo, another show is done. Thanks for Mando for popping up. Thanks for everybody who made comments out there. Listen, Bills need to heal up. Need to practice tackling. Dable needs to put a new few plays in there. You know, if they're giving you 7 to 10 yards of cushion do a little hook, do a little comeback, whatever you want to call it. Do some drag routes. Hey, let's get the running game going. Hey, pro form if you need to, but you can put one out there and motion the other guy into the slot. Throw the ball to him like old Thurman Thomas. Practice tackle. We need more of a rush. Anyway, any last words?
I think you're right. I think we get pressure on the edges, and we get our offensive line back and establish the run. I think we're capable of making a good run in the next second half stretch of this schedule. So that's what I think needs to happen. Get our original guys back on the offensive line, get our running game going, and get a little bit more pressure on the ball defensively. I think we'll be all right this next stretch.
Yeah, especially because Morse could have played. Was smart. Let him stay off. That's fine. Hopefully Cody Ford with the extra week, he could heal up. Don't have him practicing. Don't have him doing anything. Let him heal up. And if that's the case, Morse will be there. Ford will be in one guard or tackle wherever they end up putting him. And Feliciano at the other guard position. Yeah, our line should be back. So I think that's it, man.
To go.
Seattle's
still winning 7-0. I just looked up the score.
We suck up this crappy Arizona loss. At least we split it and we didn't lose both games, which is good. Got to look at the positive. And that's about it, man. So I guess we'll be signing off.
Now, real quick before we go, are you mad at Arizona? Do you want them to lose, or do you want Seattle to lose so Russell don't get the MVP?
Listen. I actually like Arizona. Seattle. I like Russell Wilson. I like Pete Carroll. I thought the Jets were stupid for firing him when they went his first year 8-8. Thought this guy was a good coach, and look what he's done. I mean, he's won a Super Bowl or two or whatever, and the Jets haven't done crap. So I like that team. DK Metcalf. I said I wanted him. I wanted the Bills to draft him. That was one of my picks. I love that guy.
Yeah.
He's tearing it up. So just imagine.
One thing with Pete Carroll, tell her when you're at the 1 yard line, what do? You pass or do you run the ball?
You know what, though? I'm going to say this. If they catch that ball, he's a genius.
Yeah.
He's a genius. If he did it, if they would have ran and he got stuffed, they would have said, why didn't you pass the ball?
Man, they had Marshawn Lynch. Let's end the show because we're going to make another half-hour discussion on this.
Yeah.
Here goes Bobby. See?
$500 on that play.
What happened?
I lost $500 on that play. Because if he gets the ball and scores, I win the bracket pool.
Yeah.
I watched that. I'm in disbelief.
They should have ran the ball right there, and the way he was running, you should have ran the ball. Yeah. But again, if
he ran that ball, and Brady's out of New England 2 years earlier.
Yeah, listen.
Yes, sir. I believe that.
Was a half a second earlier or whatever, it would have been pass interference. It was that close.
It was close.
It was just right there. It was either or. He went for it. So on that note, we'll sign off with Bobby's favorite little gif. Where is it? Here. Boom. Anyway.
Great show, guys.
Thanks, Bobby.
Thanks, man. Thanks, Bobby. Go Bills. Go Bills.
Yeah, follow us on Facebook. Join our group. Follow us on YouTube. Viva Los Bills. Follow us on Twitter. Viva Los Bills. Adios. Peace. Viva Los Bills. Nos vemos. Adiós. Hasta la próxima semana. Wow.